Jason, Pete, Hollis Farms this morning. I think I'm gonna do something just a little bit different this morning. I'm not just super early. By the time I get in here, it's just gonna be breaking daylight, but the wind's still kind of funny. I got a spot I want to hunt. I got a stand already there, but the wind's not right, so I'm gonna tote my little lone wolf climber in and try to get on the other side of the movement to where the wind will be right, and climb up and see what we can see. I hadn't done this in a while. I used to tote a climber in all the time and just kind of never knew where I wanted to go and just used to do that. I don't like doing it. I'd rather a stand already be there, or a lock-on already be there where you can slip in there, but just comes time where you got to do what you got to do. So I've been having a ball jumping around hunting different spots and back in the woods instead of hunting in these shooting houses all the time. I've got to quit being lazy, because I really think to be consistent on killing big deer, that it's the way to do it. And I just kind of course, we hadn't hunted really hard in a lot of years, but I think this is the way to do it. And plus, I love sitting in the woods and seeing that more natural movement of deer versus coming out in a food plot or whatever, and every 2 seconds they're picking their head up. I kind of like that situation. Of course, it's legal to hunt over feeders where we hunt, and I'm not just crazy about that. Of course, we hadn't been doing this feeding, just like the spin feeders and stuff, just really a long time. But one thing I've noticed, if you put a stand up close to those feeders, like within bow range or something, lots of times you get busted because they're spending so much time eating, right up under you. So what I'm gonna work on is, the longer these feeders are here, the more these trails and stuff will be established going to and from them, or by them, or whatever. So I'm gonna find these trails and maybe get even if you were 50 to 75, 80 yards from them, kind of catch them in a passing by mode versus a standing at the feeder mode. And it'd be a lot easier to video too, because you just kind of catching them passing by, going to the feeder or coming from it or whatever. I like the feeders there because it holds the deer, but I'm gonna get like several spots. There's several feeders, like 2 or 3 feeders within several hundred yards. I want to kind of get in the middle of them, or kind of out on the edge, skirt, just catch them trails where they're traveling, where they just walk by you. You're a lot less likely to get busted. So, that's the way I've always hunted, but I just wasn't doing it with feeders. And you kind of get used to, well, that feeder's gonna go off at 7 o'clock. I need to be right there, at 6:15. Get up and stand, give it time to settle down before they get there. But I'm kind of changing my mood on that I want to just kind of back off of them a little while. Not saying I can't see it or whatever, but even for, you kind of get bow hunting like you want to sit right on top of them. But the deer we're waiting to kill, he's not going to come by very often, so you're going to have to deal with a lot of deer passing through. So it's better off to catch them just walking straight by you. So that's what I'm going to kind of try to do this today. Climb up. I'm going to be around a few feeders, but they're going to be several hundred yards away, and just kind of catch the movement. See what happens. Locked and loaded. I ain't seen that all morning, and 3 or 4 bugs just came through Jason's window. I couldn't get the camera on them, but I hope she circles back and comes this way. It's been dead this month. Come on, Rose. y'all doing? Alright, y'all, kind of a slow morning in the deer woods this morning. Had one little burst of energy, burst of movement. Had one doe come, well, when they came through, they was running and pretty long way. I barely got my binoculars on, but it ended up being 3 bucks chasing one doe. Besides that, that was all I had. So I came back out, got my sausage cheese balls and my Dr. Pepper, finna eat this and let the dogs play a little bit, and then we'll see what else we can get into. Alright, so we took care of the sausage cheese balls, let the dogs play a little bit, finished the Dr. Pepper. I believe what I'm gonna do now while I got it on my mind is run around here and fix the hog trap. I got an extra trigger cable in the truck. And there was a hog that came through last night. I should have videoed it some, but I didn't. But wasn't a real big one, and it never came under the trap, but it will. It's back around there. So it's just a bunch of, I think right now what we're really working on is a bunch of these old single boar hogs. They're out looking for sows and food, and we just gonna, if it takes catching one at a time, that's what we're gonna do. You know, them old big ones like we've been catching, they're gonna probably be running by themselves most time anyway. So I'm gonna run around here and do that real quick, and then we'll decide what we're gonna do this afternoon. Starting to sprinkle a little bit. I didn't think it's supposed to rain. I hope it don't, because I am enjoying. I didn't see a ton this morning. Didn't get to film any for y'all, but I sure enjoying hunting in these climbers and lock-ons and stuff. So I'm gonna run around here and we'll take care of this, and if it ain't gonna rain, I ain't worried about the rain, but this camera can't really take the rain, and I may eventually try to find me some kind of cover or something to get it by if it happens to be. I guess I could just stick it in my pocket if it went to drizzling, and then throw it back on the camera arm if it quits. So, but that's my plan. Man, we got to get us a big one on the ground. We got to get another track for Rose too. I've been wanting to get her at least one or so a week, and the last one was a hog. We got to get her back on a deer track. Hey, I just drove my truck most of the way in here. I'm gonna walk on in there and slip in there. We might see a deer on the way. Alright, she's reset now. Time to catch another hog. Alright, y'all, got the hog trap reset. That thing's got 2 cable triggers on it, a long one and a short one, and I was thinking it was a short one that I had lost or that the hog buried. I couldn't remember, but I was right. I had the short one. That's why I carried both of them with me. So we got to get us a spare short cable in case that happens again. I got some corn chips on the dash. I think I'm gonna run to the store and find me a drink, maybe a pack of nabs or something for a little while later. And I think we're gonna stay down here hunting all day. So I usually kind of go back and hunt in Alabama part of the day, but I think I'm gonna stay down here all day. All right, y'all, went and got me a pack of nabs and a drink, ate them, ate a few corn chips, and just steadily thinking and trying to figure out where I want to go. I got 2 lock-ons in this spot that I'm thinking about going. I'm gonna ride my bike in there a little bit. It's a place where I killed a doe with my bow and videoed them hogs the other day that I didn't shoot. I got one right there, and then I got one a little deeper. I'm gonna ride my bike part of the way in there, and then I'm gonna check the first one out and just kind of look and see what kind of sign I see. And if it's not just nothing that just really gonna hold me down, I'm gonna try. It's gonna be pretty wet. I'm gonna try to get back there to this other stand. If it's not too wet, I'll have to cross some water, and then it kind of comes back up, and I'll be on the back side of this pine thicket, the hardwood strip down through there along this creek that's pretty high. So what I'm hoping, I'm gonna go on and get back in there pretty early. I'm hoping I can catch some bucks, a buck, one deer. That'd be great. Moving through there. So I hadn't been back in there, but I hadn't hunted back in there actually but one time, and I think I filmed a couple of deer. That's been way back during bow season, and filmed a coyote that came in there. So that's kind of my plan. I'm just gonna kind of keep knocking around, and we're gonna get lucky. It'd be different if I ran cameras, you know. I've thought about that over and over. I should be running a camera and just hunting a deer, but that's just not the way I like to do it. I just like to hunt, and then when it happens, it happens. Nothing wrong with cameras. I just never got in the habit of really fooling with them. I just kind of like the way I hunt. I like moving around. I like the surprise, and then I like hunting buck sign if I find it, whether I know what it is or not. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ease on back and get my jump on the bicycle and ride a few hundred yards in there, and then we'll slip the rest of the way. We may end up sitting on the ground. I don't know yet. I have hunted on the ground in here before, but it's back in a spot the deer will kind of have no certain time moving. You know, it's not like sitting on a field. You get back here deep as I'm going, the deer just kind of move when they get ready. So that's what we're gonna try. We'll see if we can get lucky. I'll film a little bit on the way in there, and we'll see what we can do. I believe we'll have a good hunt anyway, hopefully. Rode right up on him on the bicycle. They walking. Alright, y'all, not just a whole lot of deer action today. Stayed in the stand a lot too. Saw just a 4, I think, this morning. It was a good thing them 3 was chasing the doe, but I just couldn't make them out real good. And this afternoon saw those spike and a few does and little ones, but in between, at least we got the hog trap reset. Gonna be days like that, but anyway, I'm headed in, gonna call it a day. Appreciate y'all watching. Out of here.